Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. And I want to welcome you out here to my Kentucky Bluegrass. It is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. It's the GCI Turf Blue Heat, and it's really starting to shine now. Still got two little spots over there along the tree line where it's a little bit slow, but it'll come. This is 15,000 square feet. I have a 30-inch Skag push mower, or self-propelled walk behind mower, whatever you want to call it. Most people call them a push mower. It's kind of crazy because you don't push it, but that's just what they call it. This is the first time I've mowed it since I've done my leveling application with my sand and compost. And I'm going to use the push mower. It's lighter weight, it's a little easier on the turf. I can bag the clippings. I got all these little helicopter things that come off the maple trees. I want to clean those up and get them gone. And I'll push mow it 2 or 3 times, and then we'll start reel mowing it. But question of the day is, how do you mow straight lines in a big yard or a little yard or a medium-sized yard with a small push mower? Now, what I don't want to do is start right here in the biggest part of the yard and try and make a dead straight line down through there. That's going to be really hard. It can be done, but it's going to be hard to do it. Instead of that, I'm going to come over here to the shortest part of the yard, or in a corner of the yard. This section right here between the building and the fence is about the smallest area of turf. So I'm going to come over here, get my straight line started. Then as I progress, we'll get out to the bigger part of the yard. When I get out to the bigger part of the yard, I'll show you how I line it up. So 2 little quick tips. One, when I'm turning around, you notice I go as far as I can without getting into my mulch or my pine needles. Make my turn, get straightened back up on the next line, and mow. Now there is some uncut grass along this edge. That's no worries, because once I get done mowing all my straight lines, I go back around all the edges and trim it out with a mower. Now the way I continue the straightness and keep the line straight throughout the whole process is I use my tire tracks. You can see right here the tire track. I'll put that tire right in the previous tire track from where I mowed this way. This particular deck does have just a little bit of overhang, so if I wanted to get super peculiar, I could really try and maximize the deck width, but it's such little overhang, I really don't think it's going to make a difference. So I run tire track to tire track with it. Okay, now see where I'm at. I'm getting ready to make a pass. I'm gonna have to go all the way to the other side of the yard, all the way down there. Now what I'm gonna do here, instead of going all the way, I'm going to turn around right there on the corner, just as if the bed were to continue outwards. Okay, now, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a light stripe this way, a dark stripe right beside it. I'm getting ready to make another light stripe. That one I'm going to take all the way to the end, all the way down to the far side of the yard. And I'm going to eyeball it and try to do my absolute best to keep it as straight as I can. I guarantee you I won't be able to do it. But when I get on that end, I'm going to look back up the yard and I'm going to line it up with this other stripe right here. And then I'm going to bleed the stripes together, bleed my mowing lines together. I'll be right back on track. Now here's another trick. Once you get it lined up, pick you a spot in the distance and keep your eye focused on that spot the entire time. and drive straight to that spot that you pick out. Now I'm walking down this white stripe right here. So you can see this one little strip right here in the middle to where I kind of veered off a little bit to the right. You can see it right here really good. Now what I did is I come down here, turn around, and I get lined up with that stripe up there, that extra stripe. And so that's how I'm able to make that straight line in such a long distance. This one is straight as an arrow. So I'm gonna go back up there and follow my tire track again, come right down through here, continue out the straight line, and then it's easy to get confused. You don't want to pick up on this tire track. You want to pick up on the new tire track, because that's going to be the straight one. There you go, dead straight lines with a push mower on a really big yard. If I had to guesstimate, that's probably at least 125 feet from here to there, probably closer to 150 feet. Biggest thing you need to be aware of, once you get your lines started in the short part of your yard and you get to following your tire tracks, make sure you stay on track with that tire track, because if you veer one way, veer the other way, then it's going to throw your whole straightness off. Another little tip is follow that line completely out to where you quit mowing, meaning right when you get ready to turn around, don't cheat and kind of whip it a little bit early. Go all the way to the end of where you're stopping your mowing at, then turn around, get lined up, and go. Now I use this method when I'm using a push mower, when I'm using a walk behind commercial mower. If I were using a riding mower, I'd use this method. If I'm using a zero turn, I use this method. When I'm mowing with my 95-inch Ventrac, humongous wide deck, I use this method. So hey, hope this helped you. Hope this was a good little tip for you. As always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll check you later. Hey, one more thing I just thought about. If you happen to get offline somewhere, don't be afraid to jump back a few lines where your straight lines are at and pick back up and kind of start back over. I was about to cut the video off, but as I'm mowing, I keep thinking of things. I've never used a mower that pulls or drives in a dead straight line. Every single mower I've ever owned either goes a little right or a little left. Of course, you have to manipulate the controls a little bit. This particular mower pulls to the left ever so slightly. I mean, just a little bit. So I don't let it go left and then make it go back right, left and back right. I just have a slight bit of tension on the handlebars, kind of holding it to the left. That way I counter that left pull by making it go straight. So keep that in mind as well.